Dr. Morgan's definitely got a few screws loose, but I'm definitely glad I don't have to deal with him again. I hope.
Huh?
I jinxed it! Aloha, love pups. I'm Althemia, and I 100% jinxed this. So if you guys remember Dr. Morgan's counseling session, this is a prequel called Lucky Day. And I do not trust the fact that this is going to be a lucky day. I feel like already this is going to be an unlucky day because we're dealing with a yandere who already killed our counselor. Help! Anyways, let us go ahead and begin. Who are you again? I should lie. I should not. My name is Althemia. Go ahead and save here. Your phone buzzed as you walked out of the office building. Taking it out of your pocket, you spot a new message from a friend. The weekend wasn't too busy for you. Not until now, that is. I feel like we can turn the music a little bit up. It's quite quiet. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, could you drop by the pet store and buy me some stuff? It's not too far from your workplace. I need it ASAP. Sent you the money already. Thanks. Okay, jeez. What? Oh. Seriously? They didn't even ask if you were okay with doing that. What if you were actually busy? What then? What if right after your prior engagement, you had to save an orphan from a burning building? Whatever, you aren't doing any noble causes like saving orphans from burning buildings today. Or any day, for that matter. Being the great, wonderful friend that you are, you send off a reply as you get in your car. Strapping in the seatbelt and starting the engine, you drive in the direction of the pet store. As your friend said, it really wasn't that far. Pulling into the crowded parking lot, you hype yourself up to get out of the car and into the store. Regardless of your thoughts on pets and animals, you really didn't want to be in a crowded place right now, especially at a pet store where irresponsible owners could be rampant. You just wanted a quiet weekend. You wanted to go home and sleep it or indulge in a hobby, but mostly sleep. After a few seconds of mental ping pong, you turn the engine off and get out of your car, wallet in hand. It's gonna be quick. In and out. You could be placed on a speedrun website for how fast you'll get the supplies. With these thoughts hyping you up, you step inside the crowded store. Walking briskly with your phone in one hand, you scan the signs near the tops of the aisles as you search for what you had to pick up for your friend. Ow! Ow! Uh-oh. It looks like you bumped into someone. Sorry about that. You help the person up. Oh, no. The person gives you a blank look, though he seems apologetic as he shakes his head. No, it's my fault. I was just standing in the middle of the aisle. Sorry. He kind of looks like he's going to cry with the way his mouth is pressed into a thin, trembling line. This guy just looks lost in general. What kind of person spaces out in the middle of the aisle anyway? Was he lost or something? Your question was answered as his gaze wanders again. Anyone could tell that this guy was looking for something, but was too lost and maybe even a bit overwhelmed. It was the weekend and the store was busy. There were no employees around to help this guy. His face paled a bit as he kept turning in all sorts of directions, trying to find something but being too overwhelmed to take a single step forward. Oh. You could help him, but it'd be time lost to the speedrun challenge you imposed on yourself before stepping foot outside your car. Just gonna save. Okay, so I'm curious. I'm gonna go on my way, because I'm curious. Because the last game, when we just left the counseling building, we were able. It was one of the endings, so I'm just gonna go on my way to see if that's also an ending. You didn't have time. You were already tired as is. You just wanted to head home. Hell, you didn't even want to be here. Silently wishing the stranger the best, you head on your way to the aisle and pick up what your friend needed. Carrying the bag back to your car, you start the engine and pull out of the parking lot. It's a quiet drive to your friend's house. A dull ache was starting to bloom in your head. Quickly sending a text to your friend that you were outside in the driveway, you lean back in your chair and sigh. Home was so close, yet so far. You briefly wonder if the guy from the pet store found what he was looking for. Before you could think about it a bit more, there's a knock on your window. Your friend gives you a wide smile as you open the door. You are a lifesaver. Yeah, I know. Handing your friend the goods, they thank you again. Here, I made too much to eat and I know you love this stuff. Oh, thanks. A $10 bill was sitting on top, held in place by their thumb. You take the wrapped food from their hands. It's still warm. Freshly made, it seems. You pocket the bill as well. Closing the car door, you wave goodbye as you pull out of the driveway. You got some good food and $10 in gas money. The thought of a warm home-cooked meal helps you better deal with the headache that was plaguing you. Maybe this wasn't a total waste of time, after all. The coming weeks go by as normal and nothing out of the ordinary happens. As expected. It was. It was one of the endings. Cute. Okay. Let's go back and help him. You may not be saving orphans from a burning building, but you could probably help this random guy. Hey, do you need help finding something? The guy turns to look at you and nods wordlessly. My guy, what is it that you need help finding? So, what did you need help finding? The hamsters. He mumbles it out, looking down at his feet. Hamsters? He nods and looks up at your face. Hamsters. He nods again. It didn't really look like he was looking at you, more like he was looking at something behind you or at your forehead. Maybe he was just bad at eye contact. I, personally, am horrible at eye contact. Okay, let's go then. You look around and spot the sign indicating products related to small animals. Seems like a good place to start. Walking over, you glance over your shoulder to make sure he was following along. He followed closely, though made sure he kept some distance so as to not touch you on accident. It seemed like he avoided touching people like the plague, expertly weaving between people without so much as brushing against them. After some walking around, you two finally arrived at the glass displays. Hamsters were sleeping in the bedding, some sniffing around while others drank water and ran in a wheel. The guy you helped had a slight smile as he watched them, eyes soft. His expression was a far cry from the nervous wreck you had bumped into a few minutes ago. Thank you. He was still looking at the hamsters as he spoke. As you were about to turn to leave, he spoke again. Hey, what's your name, if you don't mind telling me? That is, I didn't get a chance to ask. Althemia. I gotta go now. Glad I could help. You answer quickly as you leave to go grab what you needed. As you walked around the store, it felt like something was behind you the whole time, but whenever you'd look behind you, nothing eye-catching was in your vision. Brushing it off as paranoia, you head to the checkout and carry the bags to your car. It's quite a drive to your friend's house. A dull ache was starting to bloom in your head. You seemed to understand why they ended up asking you to do this. The distance you had to drive was pretty far. Eventually, you pull into the neighborhood. It didn't take long to find your friend's house and park. Quickly sending a text to your friend that you were outside in the driveway, you lean back in your chair and sigh. Home was so close, yet so far. You briefly wonder if the guy from the pet store was still looking at the hamsters. It felt nice to help someone out. Before you could think about it a bit more, there's a knock on your window. Your friend gives you a wide smile as you open the door. You are a lifesaver. Yeah, I know. Handing your friend the goods, they thank you again. Here, I made too much to eat and I know you love this stuff. Oh, thanks. A $10 bill is sitting on top, held in place by their thumb. You take the wrapped food from their hands. It's still warm, freshly made it seems. You pocket the bill as well. Closing the car door, you wave goodbye as you pull out of the driveway. You got some good food and $10 in gas money. The thought of a warm, home-cooked meal helps you deal with the headache that was plaguing you better. Maybe this wasn't a total waste of time after all. You helped out 2 people. Surely your good deeds will be rewarded one way or another. What goes around comes back around, right? At least that's what you had hoped would happen. The following week, it felt like something was out to get you. You were met with trouble at practically every turn. And by the end of the week, you were absolutely exhausted. At its worst, it felt like whatever higher being existed was trying to strike you down in the worst way possible. At its best, it was inconvenience. It was an inconvenience, annoying you left and right as you tried to survive the day. Whichever end of the spectrum it was, each day ended with you stumbling into your home and passing out in exhaustion. Not even the weekends were safe. Your time was taken up searching for your bicycle and frantically fixing tons of errors and mistakes on team projects. Honestly, you wish you could just catch a break already. Enough of this bullshit week. If superpowers were real, you'd probably want time manipulation so that you could pause everything and sleep for 10 years. Unfortunately, you aren't that lucky. Staring at the date on your phone, you sigh and shut it off. It's a new week. Hopefully, this one is better than the last. Clocking out and changing out of uniform, you briefly wonder if you should take a more scenic route home. There was still a bit of daylight to burn after all. A few extra steps wouldn't hurt. Walking down the street, you absent-mindedly decided to walk through the nearby neighborhood. A park was nearby, and the houses looked pretty. The sidewalk lined with tall trees that swayed gently in the breeze. The ambiance and general vibe always seemed to have a calming effect. You enjoyed taking this route after a tiring shift. Passing by the houses one by one, your eyes eventually landed on a yard sale sign. You palmed your wallet. Did you carry cash today? Curious, you followed the sign and eventually came up to the house with its yard full of knickknacks and other such things. The homeowner greeted you as you inspected what was for sale. Nothing was particularly eye-catching, not until you noticed a familiar logo. Picking it up, you realized that it was an official plush from one of your favorite pieces of media. It was produced in limited quantity, with secondhand sales on auction sites costing 100 times more than the original price. You were shocked to find such sought-after merchandise in such perfect condition, aside from the very light wear and such. The homeowner must have noticed your piqued interest as you were inspecting the item in shock. There's no way in hell you were going to pass up this opportunity. You deserve to treat yourself for once, especially after all that's happened. My thought process, though, like, give me that plushie, cute, from something I enjoy, mine now. You quickly pulled your wallet out, asking the seller how much they wanted. Upon hearing the price, you had to stop your jaw from hitting the floor. No fucking in the way they were selling it for that cheap. Paying out the cash, you walked away from the yard sale a happy camper. If you could, you'd throw in a skip and click your heels together like a whimsical fellow living in the Victorian era. You quickly made your way home, protecting your new purchase with your life. When you arrived, you looked for a spot in your house to display your new item. Eventually, you found some space in your room. Settling on a shelf in your room, you make some space and put it in place. You still couldn't believe your luck. Maybe things were taking a turn for the better after all. What was that? Huh? You look around your room and then up at the smoke detector. Did it beep? You squint at the detector before grabbing a chair and testing the battery. It's fine. Then, what was that? Plushie? What the hell is that beeping noise? Looking around, you back yourself into a corner. After a bit, you heard another beep. It came in the direction of... You stand in front of the shelf, squinting. Eventually, another beep sounded. It was coming from the newly purchased plush. Picking it up off the shelf, you back up and sit on your bed, taking a closer look. The beep was definitely coming from here. Plushie? What secrets are you hiding from me? Plushie? Plushie! But did you really want to cut it open? You had just bought it, not to mention how sought after this particular piece of merchandise was. But that beeping is going to get annoying. We'll crack it open. We'll crack it open and take a look. You carry it to the kitchen and set it on the counter. Taking out a knife, you silently apologize to your fellow fans as you prepare to cut into the merch. It's difficult to summon the resolve to actually start. After a few seconds of staring, you realize there's a tiny little slit in the fabric. You put the knife down and push a finger in. Tearing it open a bit wider, your finger brushes against something hard. Picking out some of the stuffing, you reach in and pull out the small object hidden within. Is this a camera or is this a listening device? What is this? Flushy, what were you hiding from me? Oh. That's a camera. Fuck. That is a small camera that was hidden inside the plush you just bought. Okay. You stare at the camera until it beeps again, wincing at the sound. Inspecting the camera, you find that there's a slot in it for an SD card. Popping it out, you leave the kitchen. Quickly grabbing the laptop from your room, you return to your living room and open it up. The SD card easily inserts into the slot and you're able to explore the contents. You navigate to the folder directly and look at the contents. Several videos were saved on it and you watch them one by one. As you go through the videos, you come across what seems to be a test recording. Is that... A pair of hands is up to the camera, positioning it within what looks like a stuffing. You make a wild guess that this is when it was planted in the plush. When he backs up, you can see his face more clearly. That's... Is that the guy you met from the pet store from, like, a week ago? What the fuck? You watch in morbid curiosity as he walks to the yard sale and hands it to the homeowner, who seems eager to be able to sell another item. Before you could go through another video, a knock on your door makes your blood run cold. Nobody's home. Nobody is home. You slowly turn towards the sound, grabbing the knife on the counter and walking cautiously to the front door. Looking through the peephole on the door, you feel the hairs on your neck rise. It's him. He's just standing there awkwardly, waiting for you to open the door. A cloth mask is over his face, but you recognize the distinct blonde hair with strawberry blonde tips. You're unsure of what to do at this point. Backing away from the door, you consider your options. Call the cops? No, they wouldn't get here in time. Let him in? No, you're not that fucking stupid. He's definitely going to do something. Run! Well, your car is in the garage. Not a bad choice, actually. As quietly as you can, you pocket your keys and make your way to your car in the garage. Hopping in your car, you grip the steering wheel with one hand, key in the ignition. The garage door opens pretty slowly, but if you time it just right, you can drive out with only a few scratches on the roof. Your life is worth more than a car you got from a second-hand dealership. Starting the car, you open the garage. The moment it's open wide enough, you slam your foot on the gas. Bolting out of the garage, you turn as quickly as you can out of the driveway and make your escape. In the rearview mirror, you can see the stranger watching you drive off. Wait, but if you just run away, what will he do? Considering your options, you decide to... sorry. I can run him over with my car. Try hitting him if you turn. What are these choices? I don't want. You're gonna try. I don't want to hit him. Try hitting him with your car. You make a U-turn and drive back towards your house. He's in the middle of the road now, surprised to see that she came back. It looks like he made an attempt to run after their car. Not stopping, you press on the gas, aiming right for him. Oh dear. When he realizes that you're about to run him over, he tries to run out of the way, but you chase him down until you manage to hit him with your car. Bringing the car to a stop, you step out and look at the man who collapsed on the road. Is he dead? Did you just kill a man? Well, he kind of had it coming, with the whole hidden camera and showing up at your house stuff. You hope your neighbors didn't just witness you running someone over. Taking your phone out of your pocket, you call the police and text your friend. Despite barely even starting, it looks like this week is a bust. Okay. What? Are all of these gonna have the same reaction? Run him over with your car? Yeah, it looks like they're all gonna have the same option. Okay. So we're gonna go back here. Leave it alone or think about it later. Well, you do feel a bit curious. You brush it off and decide to not cut open the merchandise. At least, not right now. You feel a sinking pit of anxiety in your stomach, but the guilt of cutting it open wins you over. For now, you decide to put it in a box in your closet. Hopefully you can't hear the beeping from there. Huh. Please. Sorry, I got distracted. After putting it in its place, you get on your laptop and spend the rest of the evening browsing the web before heading to bed. Well, it doesn't sound like I can hear its beeping anymore. But, out of character, knowing it's a camera is kind of freaky. Today was pretty good. A package would be coming by the end of today. Maybe it was all the stress stockpiling during the last week. But you made an impulse buy when online window shopping. Just to treat yourself. You had completely forgotten about it until you woke up to an email from the website. It would be delivered by 9 p.m. A glance at the clock is all you need to keep you pacing around. Any minute now. Ever since you had arrived home from work, you had been biding your time. Catching up on shows, watching lengthy video essays, or just mindlessly doom scrolling on social media. That is a mood. You tried to distract yourself from the excitement of an incoming package. Another walk around the kitchen counters. Check the phone again, look at the doorway. No doorbell ring, no knock, another walk around it is. Yay, package! Halfway through what felt like the 100th million lap around the kitchen, you finally heard a knock at the door. Practically bolting to the door, you open the door and sign for the signature. You highly anticipated impulse buy was finally here. Okay, so what did we buy? Was it worth it? Probably not. But you deserve a treat after surviving the last week. Setting the box on the kitchen counter, you cut open the package and unbox the purchase you made. As you were discarding the leftover packaging and boxes, you heard something plasticky hit the floor. Crouching down to pick it up, you come across a USB flash drive. Weird. You didn't order this. Did it fall into the box by accident? Is this someone else's order? Pocketing it for now, you finish cleaning up and head over to your room. Once you're sitting comfortably with the laptop in your lap, you plug in a flash drive and open up its contents. It's hard to stop your jaw from hitting the trackpad. Hundreds, if not thousands, of folders, each labeled with its contents. Okay, what is it? The first folder catches your eye. It's a popular show you had been wanting to watch recently, but was taken off the air. Clicking in, your eyes almost bulge out of your skull as its contents reveal every episode in high quality. You quickly back out and start going through the other folders. Music, video games with emulators, TV shows, and animations. The flash drive carried everything of interest. Could something like this really be ordered at an online retailer? Whatever the case may be, you're definitely holding on to this. As you explore the folders, you eventually come across a folder that was hidden inside an empty one. Clicking on it informs that you need an administrative privilege to enable viewing and editing. What could possibly be in here? None of the other folders so far had something like this. Open the folder. He decided to open the folder. The laptop seems to lag a bit as it struggles to load the contents. However, once it loads, you can feel your blood run cold. Countless photos and videos. The subject varied from each, but they all shared a common trait. They were all related to you. Your house, your car, your belongings, you. A pit begins to form in your stomach as you scroll through the folder. It's practically never ending. Whoever took these photos and videos had been tailing you for the past week. The thought makes you sick. You had been so overwhelmed you failed to realize you were being stalked. Paranoia sets in as you quickly get up from where you're sitting, looking around. Your window curtain is open, just a crack. Closing the curtains, you grab your laptop. Opening your closet, you take a seat in the dark and open your laptop back up. You could use this flash drive as evidence, couldn't you? Would the police even believe you? Oh, this flash drive I randomly found that totally doesn't belong to me has photos and videos of my house. Yeah, right. They definitely believe that. You definitely wouldn't be written off as a nutjob wasting the precious time of the police. As you rack your brain for ideas, a light bulb switches on. What if you could investigate things yourself? Clicking on one of the photos, an image of a shirt you had lost, you open the properties for the pic. There. And the metadata for the image file. Damn. Whoever took these photos used a pretty expensive camera. As you scroll through the metadata, your eyes land on the GPS section. Latitude and longitude. Taking your phone out and opening the map app, you type in the coordinates you saw on screen. The location wasn't too far away, walking distance. Alright, you're doing this. Crawling out of your closet, you stand up and put your laptop away. As you put a jacket on, you consider bringing a weapon. The Swiss Army knife in the junk drawer will have to do. Bringing an entire kitchen knife wouldn't be good unless you want to be mistaken as a serial killer. Nuh-uh. No. Armed and ready, you start heading out to where the images were taken. After a bit of walking and a few detours to avoid being seen by cars, you arrive at your destination. You find yourself in an old park. Nature seems to have been reclaiming this space with all the overgrown grass and plants. Checking on the map app, it's clear this is where the photo was taken. Some sort of clue had to be nearby. Turning on the flashlight on your phone, you begin your search as you part the tall grass with your other hand to see the ground better. After a bit of searching, you come across a cardboard box that sticks out, more than the trash you've seen. It was notably cleaner, and it seems like whoever had put it here was trying to hide it if the cloth over it was anything to go by. Holding your breath, you pull the cloth off and open the box up. It's the shirt you lost, and a sock that you thought had gone missing in the wash. Is that the lint from the lint tray of your dryer? You can feel the anxiety that had been rising in your chest seize your heart as you go through the other contents of the box. Who did this? Why? Why you? In your state of paranoia, you suddenly become aware of something watching you. A presence right behind you. The realization makes your blood run cold. You barely have the time to reach for your Swiss Army knife before a cloth is over your nose and mouth. Flailing around desperately, you try to scream for help, only for the cloth and hand over your face to muffle your cries. Lungs burning, you're left with no choice but to inhale the cloth. It isn't long before your head grows fuzzy and your body goes limp. The last thing you see is a man with blonde hair, eyes apologetic as his mouth opens to speak. Sorry. You're not sorry. Okay, let's go back to this one. Let's do what we did with the plushie and ignore it for now. You keep it on the drive for now. You'll decide what to do with it later. Who knows what might be on it? What if there's a virus or something? It's beginning to get late. You had no idea how long you were scrolling until you looked at the time. There really was a lot of stuff on that little flash drive. Closing the laptop, you wind down and get ready for bed. What a lucky day. It's your day off today. One of the two, you'll have off week. You spent most of the day lounging around until you decided to get something more productive done. Opening your trusty laptop, you started absentmindedly surfing the web until a light bulb lit up in your head. Nowadays, there are a ton of streaming or premium services for everything imaginable. Television, online video gameplay, music, split across different apps instead of one consolidated site for each form of media. It's easy to have your wallet drained in the span of a month. Looking at your bank account statement from last month, you decided that today you'd be canceling your subscriptions to a few services. That money spent for ad-free streaming could definitely be spent better elsewhere. Starting with the most expensive service you've subscribed to, you navigate to the site and open up the account settings. On the payment page, you skim over as you scroll to the bottom to cancel. However, something catches your eye. The next payment due date. Usually this one renews around the same time every month. Tomorrow it'd renew. At least that's what you remember. Looking at the date on the page, it's due next month instead of tomorrow. That's strange. Wait, what? How? Checking your bank account statement again confirms your thought. You paid for the service a month ago, so it should be due around this time of the month rather than next month. No recent transactions or pending balance notices indicate that you paid it early either. Keeping the tab open, you go down the list of subscription services you wanted to cancel. Each one had the same discrepancy in due payments. What? How did you change the due date and how did you pay it? Okay, from what I understand, as somebody who is also addicted to streaming services and all that type of stuff, when you pay it, you can't change the date unless you pay it late. So how did he? What? Huh? What am I mistaking? What am I for? What? I'm so confused. I changed? Huh? I want to investigate further. How did he do that? That's not right. Clicking on payment information, you review the details in the section. Immediately, your eyes lock onto the payment method. Every subscription service is linked to your card, but what you know and what you see are two different things. Underneath the payment method is a PayPal you didn't recognize linked to your account. That's definitely not right. You quickly go through each account and find they're all linked to the same PayPal. Did you get hacked? Well, why would they pay for it? Isn't the point of hacking someone's account to leech off of their benefits? You take note of the email address linked to the payment method and open up the email composer. Determined to get to the bottom of this mystery, you type in a short message and send it off. There are a few questions on your mind, but you keep your email short and straight to the point. Sending the email on its way, you lean back in your chair, staring at the ceiling to think. After a few minutes, you get a notification. What type of notification sound was that? It sounded like we grabbed a spoon and did a little aching to a cup. Leaning forward, you see that it's a reply from the email. The initial message was sent was a question of whether or not they knew their PayPal was linked to several of your accounts. You expected it to be a misunderstanding, but the reply you got filled you with unease. I linked it to your account on purpose. Sorry, am I being a bother? Who the hell was this person, and why would they pay for your subscriptions themselves? Typing up another reply, you ask them exactly that. You get a response a few minutes later. I'm Oliver Morgan. As for why, well, it's because I like you. You weren't sure if you felt flattered or creeped out. The name this person gave you rang no bells whatsoever. After a few more back and forth emails, you end up becoming more and more creeped out. The general tone of his messages were polite, but the content of each one unnerved you. Each one just preached about how he loved you and how he'd been watching you for a while. Apparently, he had seen you worrying about the subscriptions and took it upon himself to help you. At this point, you were thoroughly creeped out. Typing your final email, you asked him to leave you alone or you'll call the authorities. Sending it off, you block his address and start changing your passwords. You cancel all the payments as well. As nice as it would be to have all this free stuff handed to you on a silver platter, this situation was just too creepy. Once you were finished, you shut your laptop off and got up to get ready for bed. That night, you double-checked the locks and windows around your house, just in case. A knocking sound wakes you up.
I was asleep. Nobody told you to wake me up while I was sleeping.
Rolling over, you check the time. 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Oh, somebody's gonna get yelled at. Who the hell is knocking on your door this early in the morning? As you get up, the knockings get more and more intense. Fists were practically slamming on the door as you groggily got up. Opening the door to your room, you abruptly ran into something. Well, actually, it's someone. Looking at their face, you're met with a surprised look from a blonde man. Have you seen this guy somewhere before? Realization sets in, causing you to jump away and slam the door shut in his face. What the fuck are you doing in my house? That's not what I meant to click. I just wanted to talk. Did you break in? Well, I mean, I did, but... You weren't having this. Running to your bed, you start dialing the police. Without you holding the door shut, Oliver opens it. When he sees you on the phone with the police, he quickly walks over to try and stop you. Pushing him away when he got too close, he tried to escape somewhere else. However, a grip on your ankle stops you in place. Looking down, Oliver is grabbing your ankle with both hands, looking up at you pleadingly. Can't we just talk? Consider talking and then kick him in the head. That's the one I want to do. You use your other foot to kick him in the head. Somehow you managed to kick him hard enough to knock him out. That was surprisingly easy. You drag him to the bathroom and close the door, holding the door shut, just in case. Finishing your call with emergency services, all you're left to do is hold the door shut and hope he doesn't wake up. It takes about half an hour for the authorities to arrive and take him away. After some questioning, you're allowed to rest easy. Breaking and entering is illegal, by the way. I like that. Breaking and entering is illegal.
It's illegal.
What is this? Okay, we'll do cancel it later instead of now. Well, it's not like you were in any particular rush to cancel your subscriptions. You suppose you could just cancel it next month instead of now. Closing the tabs except for one, you decided to spend the rest of the day binging a series you had been meaning to watch. Today is another day off. A good day to be active, going out to exercise, whether you want to or not. What was that? That was weird. You recently found the bicycle that you lost last week while walking home from work a day or so ago. In celebration, your friend wanted to go for a scenic bike ride on your day off. Right now, you're hanging out near the trail waiting for your friend. Headphones are in your ears, playing your tunes. After a few minutes of waiting, you hear someone biking up and stopping next to you. It's your friend. Greeting them, you two walk idly as you get ready for the ride. After a few moments, you're ready and head on your way. The weather was pretty good today. You feel lucky as the slight breeze refreshes your body. Not to mention the stunning scenery around you. At a few points on the ride, you paused for a break and took in the scenery around you. Even if you weren't too thrilled about exercising today, the great weather and beautiful landscapes surrounding you made up for it. After biking as much as you could, you eventually looped back around to where you started. Your friend stopped behind you, stretching tiredly and taking a sip of their water. As you took your helmet off, you watched your friend take their phone out. Now that you were closer to civilization, your phones had signal. Your friend tapped away on their phone as you stretched out your limbs. A few minutes later, there was a tap on your shoulder. Turning to your friend, you were met with a face painted with worry. Whoa, what's wrong? Well, I think we're being tracked during our ride. What? Your friend raised their phone to eye level. The screen showed a notification. An AirTag was found moving along with you. What? Is it not your AirTag? They shook their head. Let's check your bike. You lost it recently, right? Maybe someone planted it there. You nod reluctantly and turn to your bike. Can I say that I am so glad Apple released that thing where your phone will be like, there's an AirTag on your shit. Like, searching the bike, you eventually come across a small AirTag underneath the seat. Holding the small disc between your fingers, you think about your next course of action. We're gonna throw it away. Return, contact the owner. Throw it. Why would we hold on to it? Throw it away. You don't care that much. Holding the disc for a second, you take aim at the deepest part of the trail before throwing it into the woods. Your friend gives you an incredulous look. What did you do that for? What? Why'd you throw it away? Aren't you worried or curious as to who it belongs to? You shrug. Nope. Sighing, your friend pockets their phone and grabs their bike. Well, that's that then. Let's get going. You both head off after that, chatting along the way. After dropping your friend off at their house, you head on your own way home. You spend the rest of the evening winding down to mentally prepare for work tomorrow. A few hours and a warm microwave dinner later, you settle down in bed. It's another day of work. Not a particular bad one, nor was it good. You'd say you were rather ambivalent about it all. Better than last week, if anything, you suppose. Last week you were tasked with a team project. Regardless of how well you did when working in groups, it ended up being the most irritating project you had the displeasure of working on. The coworkers you had to work with were unreliable and arrogant, opposing any change you proposed. Working on the project itself was no problem, but having to work with team members made it an absolute drag. Ugh. I hated working on team projects in, high school. Nowadays, I don't know, I guess because a lot of VTubers that I've been working with, were also that kid in school where they had to do all the work. I don't mind doing group projects because we actually share the work, But, back then, nah. I hated it. As the thought crossed your mind, you ran into one of the coworkers you had to work on the project. Oh, sorry. Wait. Before you could walk past, he grabs your shoulder and stops you. Huh? Hey, I'm really sorry about last week. I realized I was insufferable to work with, and it was absolutely my fault the project was botched. Think I could treat you to some food after this? Oh, I don't know. I insist, really. Any place you want. I'll be waiting around outside after work, okay? You aren't given a chance to respond as he pats you on the shoulder and walks away. Well, it's not like you had any plans after work today anyways. Free food doesn't sound half bad either. You didn't really want to have microwave dinner 2 nights in a row. With the free food motivating you, you continue to go about the workday looking forward to it. As you left work, you text your coworker to let him know you're outside. You look around. He's nowhere in sight. Dude just ditched us. Well, that's weird. Checking your text, you can see that he's already read your messages. You decide to wait around a little bit more just in case. 5 minutes pass, then 10 minutes. Around the 20-minute mark, your patience was starting to wear thin. Before you could send another text, you received 2 messages from your coworker. Can't make it. Sorry. Buy yourself something good. Coworker number 23. Grungy sent you $50. Hey.
I click. Why no go away?
What? First of all, why is that his name on the app? Second of all, he can't make it. You're not about to decline a free 50, but on the other hand, it's a bit suspicious. This coworker wasn't one to just flake like that. He may be hard to work with, but he wasn't unreliable. I don't want to look for him. Look for him anyways. Sure, a free meal is good, but a meal shared with another person is good too. You also can't help but worry if something happened. It's only been about 20 minutes or so. Maybe he couldn't have gone far. Picking a direction to walk in, you scan the streets as you walk. Not the best strategy, but it looks like it's not like you had a better one. You had no idea where the guy lived after all. Who knows? What if you get lucky? Every now and then, you called his phone number as you walked. It's unlikely, but there's a chance he may answer. This continued for a while. After a few minutes of walking, you called again. He passed by an alleyway as it rang.
I heard that.
Slowing your pace, you lowered your phone from your ear. It was faint, but you could definitely make it out. A ringtone was coming from deeper within the alleyway. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Hanging up, you called a number again.
Ah, there it is.
Okay, not a coincidence. Putting your phone away, you walk deeper into the alleyway. A wave of unease hits you as you get closer to the ringing. Fearing for the worst, you look around really quick and spot a metal pipe on the ground. You pick it up and keep venturing further in. Turning the corner, you feel your eyes bulge out of your skull as the smell of iron hits your nose. There lies your coworker, with something standing over him. You can barely make out the details of the scene unfolding before you due to how dark it was. How troublesome. Did I go too far? No, maybe not far enough. The figure standing over your coworker raises something. A bat? Over their head. Fight or flight kicks in as you rush forward with a yell, shoving the figure away from your coworker. Ugh! Looking down at your coworker, he was heavily injured with blood running down his face. Thankfully, it seems like he was still alive. His chest heaved with effort. Looks like he's barely holding on to consciousness. Looking behind you, the figure from before is staggering to his feet. Who? Althemia? This guy knows me? Oh, I'm so sorry for causing you trouble, Althemia. You'll forgive me, right? Who are you? Oh, we haven't met. I mean, we have, but you probably don't remember me. But I remember you. Oh dear. Oh dearie dear dear. Oh dearie dear 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 dear. They're standing up straight now, facing you. You can barely make out what he looks like. Blonde hair and dark brown eyes. This guy is familiar for sure. Sorry for troubling you. I'm sorry, Althemia. You probably think less of me now, don't you? It's not my fault, is it? I just wanted to help. I'm sorry. The man staggers forward, bat dragging on the ground. Yeah, just stay there. Stay. Good yandere. Stay. You ready your own weapon, shielding your coworker. Get out of the way, Althemia. I'd hate to hurt you.
No way. You crazy? No way. He needs a hospital.
No. I'm really sorry about this. He lunges for you. Looks like there's no talking your way out. Oh, shit. Channel your inner pro baseball player. Like a batter about to strike a home run, you swing the pipe as hard as you can at him. Thought, ugh, I hate that sound. Ugh. The man falls to the ground, knocked out for good this time. Hopefully you didn't kill him. You quickly take your phone out and call for an ambulance before checking on your coworker. Hey, you okay? He passed out too, breathing faintly. At least it looks like he'll survive. Probably. Dragging him out of the alleyway, you patiently wait for the ambulance. Looks like you won't be getting that free meal with your coworker anytime soon. Wait, I missed the ending. We went 1, 2, 3, 4. We missed 5. Skip it at 5. Skip it at 5. I'm guessing 5. Hang on. Let's go back to this one real quick. We threw it away, so let's contact the owner. Hold on to it for now. This is definitely something you should look into. Maybe not right now. You don't want to worry your friend. I think I'll hold on to this for now. Your friend still looks worried as you pocket the AirTag. Are you sure? Will you be okay? Yeah, I'll be okay. Promise. Let's head back. I'll text you when I'm home. Reassuring your friend, you grab your bike. Your friend still isn't entirely convinced, but grabs their bike nonetheless. You both head off after that, chatting along the way. After dropping your friend off at their house, you head on your own way home. You spend the rest of the evening winding down to mentally prepare for work tomorrow. A few hours and a warm microwave dinner later, you settle down in bed. Okay, well, that happened. It doesn't look like I'm going to overthink. Let's overthink this time. The more you think about it, the more uneasy you get. What if he's dead in a ditch somewhere? Maybe he got kidnapped while waiting for you. After a few seconds of overthinking, you shake your head. It's easy to assume the worst, but rarely do your anxieties ever come to fruition. Except for the times that they have. With a sigh, you send off a text wishing him well. After a bit of thinking, you decided to accept the money. On your way home, you decided to treat yourself to a restaurant you like. You make sure to bring home some leftovers as well. It's not anything special, but the food was good at least. You'll have to thank your coworker the next time you see him. Hopefully the next team project you work on will go better too. The week has come to a close and time marches on toward the next day. This day has been as normal as ever, with no event standing out. Looks like your lucky streak has come to an end. Maybe the balance of bad luck and good luck has been restored. Although the week was a bit strange at times. Some things raised your suspicions, and in retrospect, maybe you should have been more curious. What could have gone differently had you not been so impassive and accepting of each stroke of luck? Well, nothing you can do now. It's not like you can rewind time and see what happened. Regardless, the thought will linger on your mind for a while. Did I get all the endings? Was it? Was that all the endings? I don't think no. I don't feel like hang on. I feel like I missed something somewhere. So we're gonna start from the beginning. Oh yeah, we didn't change our passwords last time for this one. Swallowing the saliva that had gathered in your throat, you spend a few minutes looking at the due dates again. This was definitely weird. You decided to change your passwords. All of them. By the time you're finished, unease still sits in your stomach like a rock. The feeling wouldn't be going away anytime soon, so you decided to distract yourself. Closing the tabs except for one... Yeah, I think that's where we went wrong. We didn't change the passwords. We just, said fuck it. But is that all there is to it? After everything that's happened, you feel uneasy. Anxiety welled up inside you. Nothing bad even happened. There's nothing to feel bad about. In fact, you should be feeling grateful that all these good things happened to you. But you can't help it. The anxiety gripped at your heart, squeezing it as it beat faster. You felt sick. Suddenly, your surroundings felt overwhelming. Shutting your eyes and covering your ears, you forced yourself to breathe and calm down. Your efforts proved to be futile as your thoughts only raced faster. Taking your phone out, you scrolled through social media sites to try and distract yourself. But your mood only worsened. What could you do? As if reading your mind, you suddenly got an ad while watching a video. Feeling depressed? Hopeless? Like nothing will work out? Does the anxiety you have for the future paralyze you? Seek help. Admittedly, the ad sucked, as do all ads that you see on this website. But it got you thinking. Maybe you should give therapy a shot. Surely the anxieties you have are just delusions. You just need help learning how to cope better. And hey, who knows? Maybe therapy will actually help you out. Calming yourself down a bit more, you start looking into mental health services that are covered by your insurance. Eventually, you find a good office and set up starting an appointment. Surely things will go well. Surely. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's how we ended up in, with this Delulu guy giving us therapy. Oh, that's crazy. I don't know. But he had to kill our therapist for that. And I don't know how to feel about that. That's crazy. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. And if you guys liked what you seen, click that like and subscribe button. And remember, this is the prequel game to Dr. Morgan's counseling session. If you'd like to watch my playthrough through that, I will link that at the bottom of the video. And I will also link Lucky Day in the description of the video. And with that, I bid you guys an adieu. Bye-bye. Love y'all.